Hello guys, welcome back to the channel where my conditioner hates me. Anyhow, um, I'm glad we got out yesterday, and we're going somewhere with this because I could see by the second time I went out, the driveway of the gas station was starting to just start setting up. Even though it's in the 40s in the daytime now, in this area, once stuff starts to freeze, the ice will stay there even as it gets warmer. And it's going down to the 20s tonight, so everything's going to be like a sheet of ice. It'll warm up during the days, but everything gets icy, and sometimes the ice is like, I don't care what the outside temperature is. So we're starting to go into the time where I'm kind of landlocked, and I'm kind of trapped in the house. And we've been discussing what to do for that. And I was kicking myself because I said, we went up just to the gas station because we were afraid it might be icier on the top of the hill, and I said, I'm just kicking myself now because it's until March until I get out. Anyhow, that has something to do with this because Odin had suggested, he goes, you can start working on these God of the Day things ahead. So if you see 7 or 8 God of the Day things where it looks like it's shot on the same day, that's why. He's like, you can start filling this stuff ahead. And I was thinking of whether I should do a God of the Day on a god that I failed with. Because we all have these gods that either the relationship ended for one reason or another, or we absolute failure together. I always thought you could get along with every god because I came in through the Wicca Gate, New Age, feel good Wicca Gate, where every god is nice in that, and then I started meeting gods. Your laughter back here. And some of them are they're just something else. And there is one particular deity that I can't get along with. I think it's because sometimes the normies get a hold of a god and they twist that god into something, and you knew that something long before you met that god. And you can never get that out of your head because it's fucking everywhere. It's in every video game, it's in every movie, it's in every romance novel they write on this particular deity. And you're just like, I can't fucking deal. I'm sorry. This is all I'm seeing when I'm looking at you. And the deity themselves is not coming off very contrary to that kind of twisted image they have of them. And I thought, I know this deity has people that like them. But I also know it's a deity the normies are absolutely fucking in love with. And this is not cheeses or God, by the way, before you people start, grabbing the Athamanes and the Thor's hammers. No. But it's a deity that I'm like, I'm being very cautious, but I'm like, maybe that would be a good video for you guys to see if people can fail with a deity, and this is why I failed. Sometimes you split up because, hey, politics change on a daily basis, and maybe your country is at war with this country, or your countries are antagonizing each other, and the deity doesn't do it, but you as a mortal is like, maybe it's not the best idea right now, and I think they're always disappointed, but they're like, yeah. And, my particular experience with the deity I fell with was, it felt like all the sins of humankind were being dumped on my shoulders. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with it? We're a terrible species. I can tell you that. I'm cleaning trash out of my own yard. I'm cleaning debris out of my own yard. I have people damage my property. Don't come crying to me. Like, this is the one deity that all humans pick on, right? And we did not get along at all. And you're just gonna have that one deity that's like that. Like I said, you have your kryptonite, the one deity that can do everything, and you're absolutely powerless against them because they're gonna usually charm you for one way or another. Or you have the deity you can't get along with. And I thought, well, this is a deity that's so damn popular, and so many people get along with and love this deity. Maybe this won't look good to say, guess what? We can't get along. But I thought it's also dishonest, and I have enough integrity left to wait until a time when we are getting along, because we can get along for like 2 minutes every couple years. Wait until then and go, yeah, we're best friends. No, we're not at all. We will get along for 30 minutes at most, and then we're at war with each other again. It's just, I've never worked with anybody this contentious. You think Odin likes to fight? You think Loki likes to start shit and compete with you? This is a whole other level, and I'm like, I know you have all these different names and you have all these different paths. I don't know which one I got. Well, I got the one that I know doesn't like me. And we're kind of going through weather right now that's associated with this deity. And I know Loki doesn't like his deity. For me. You two might work with Loki and he might have the best relationship ever. And you might work with Odin. He might have the best relationship ever with his deity. It's a case by case basis from what I've found. But it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's nobody I've talked about yet. If I talk about them, it's going to be very clear because I'm going to be very honest with you guys and go, well, you know what? This is the one god in existence I can't work with because this and this and this and just our personalities. I think it comes down to a personality thing. It comes down to I can be very placid and calm, but if you agitate me, I get out of control really fast, and I know I do. If you agitate me and you know the right buttons to push, I will have a flashpoint. And I had a normie come on, and the normie was reacting to the video where I was terribly upset because this god set off one of my flashpoints. And I don't know why somebody with a more successful channel than mine was trolling on my channel looking for subs, but they're banned and deleted. And you know, it's just I'm sure to them, because they don't believe in our gods and they're not very tolerant, nor do they learn very much. It probably looks like we're making this shit up as we go along, but it's like, no, if you could meet this son of a bitch and realize he's real, you would realize, well, we don't get along at all. He's not this fucking hero you people built him up to be. I really don't like him. And as you can see, I'm like trying to keep calm now, but the more I think of him, the angrier I get. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There are some gods you meet, and you know, some people, everybody else is meeting them, and they're like they're so wonderful, and some people are like, no, they're terrible. I've met them. I've worked with them. I fucking hate them. And of course, the people that are loyal to that god get really upset. So it's one of those things I'm gonna have to think about because I know this god is like dearly beloved to people. Not so much in working with him in the idea of him, and I think maybe that's a difference. You can love the idea of this god, and then you start working with this particular deity, and it's like, oh no, it's not Loki or Odin. Don't freak out. No, we already did Loki and Odin. So it's a thing, and I'm like, I don't know if I should make a video or not, because I'm like, well, I think it's useful to say this is why I can't work with this deity, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want it to turn into um a hate video. You guys have seen been with the channel for a couple years. You're putting all your little bits and pieces together, and you're like, I don't know who this is. Trying to work again, huh? Didn't work, did it? And you know, cause you're like putting the clues together. Loki doesn't like him. Odin doesn't like him. Really hard to work with. I know who it is. You're all like bingo. So yeah, you have been with the channel for a couple years probably know. And we tried to spend time in VR yesterday, full disclosure. And we can both be calm for 30 seconds to 5 minutes together, and then we're both fucking going off. I've never met a deity like it, and we both seem confused at this point. It's like, I don't know if it's an Athena thing. Okay, now you fucking know who it is. I don't know if it's an Athena thing, because I love Athena. And I talked to Athena about it, and Athena's like, well, quite honestly, I wanted to leave it up to you. I didn't want to influence you either way, because, you know, as a goddess, she doesn't feel that's her right to, you know, force me to do one thing or the other. She's very logical, and she's very methodical, and she's a goddess of war, and I'm sure she's like, if I push you on this, you'll resent me later. And she knew that. She knew that. And there goes the fucking clock. I hate that fucking thing. And she let me come to my own conclusion. And I wasn't ever sure if we weren't getting along because those two are the two deities I wouldn't put in the same room together. I just wouldn't. It's a thing of the people that he calls to him and that serve him. I think he really does treat them well, but I think with a lot of other humans, it's like I don't know. It could be a thing that I've had a long running relationship with Athena, not very, close every day, but it could have just been that this belongs to Athena, so I'm going to come over and take it. And Athena just was like, I'm standing back and letting things play out, and I'm going to see how things go. And I ended up going and watching the video that I wasn't going to watch, and I was like, one, a lot of this information's wrong. Two, a lot of that art is stolen. And I don't know how this channel keeps getting away with it, but it's one of those channels that steals all the art from all over the internet of a particular deity, and you're like, you are fucked when the artists finally find you. Because I'm sure they're not asking permission every single time. You have to ask permission, and if somebody ever retroactively says, you know what, I don't like you using my art, you have to take down the video, man. That's the rules. Um, anyhow, they got stuff wrong. And I'm like, well, for one thing, this stuff's wrong. And for two, this is a very sanitized version of this deity. A lot of women won't work with this deity for many valid reasons. And I was like, okay, I don't like this deity at all. And it was weird after we had stopped attempting to work together. Loki was celebrating. A windstorm came out of nowhere. I'm checking like the weather channel and there's like nothing. And it was like Odin was celebrating. And I went out and I'm like wrapped up in, my robe and everything. And I'm like, Odin? And it was just at that very moment the wind started howling through the trees as I was like looking towards them and I'm like, yeah, Odin. So Odin was celebrating. He got a little too rambunctious and stuff got knocked down and got put away for the winter. But he was definitely celebrating and it's like I don't want to aggravate him or Loki by making the video. And I can be very calm if I think about this deity abstractly, but if we try to work together, I can fucking guarantee you guys, it'll be fireworks. I don't care how much we've done. I don't care how many other gods or goddesses have tried to intervene. It's like, it'll be fucking fireworks within 2 minutes. It's just, we can't get along. We can't get along. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. I will think about that, and if that video comes up, it'll be clear, guys. I won't try to pussyfoot around and act like we have this great relationship. We don't. I'll be like, let me tell you about the one god I can't work with. Oh, it's all of you work with them. Okay, so I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.